No, Pika. It's okay. You don't be scared. They're just the dire wraiths are not coming for you. I know it's Halloween season. Pika gets a little nervous around Halloween sometimes. I don't know. I think it was he had a negative interaction with a trick or treater once. Shocking. Hey there, welcome back once again. It is time for the golden age of DC Comics, 365 days, where I take this beloved hardcover coffee table book given to me about 2 decades ago by one of my best friends. This has been surfing my coffee table ever since and has been a source of constant comic book conversations, the kind that we used to have at the comic book shop that I want to recreate today here with you. You are the most important ingredient in our recipe here. Please keep those comments coming. Continue this conversation that we've been having all year long. Check out the playlist. Catch up on the show. See how far we've come. I think we've come far. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. That's right, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern. Great way to learn how to tell time. Put on the notifications, you know? I use this book for its intended purpose. It's a 365 days book. I open up to today's date. It's October the 29th. We're going to look at some comic book art. We're going to look at some comic book art from an antediluvian age. We're going to read the blurb, and then we're going to talk about comic books. The golden age of DC Comics runs between 1938 and 1955. The silver age between 1956 and 1970. The bronze age, I'm a bronze age baby myself, between 1970 and 1985, and the Copper Age begins in 1985. I get these definitions and standards from the most recent Overstreet Comic Book Price Guides Glossary. I would suggest this for any fan. It's a great resource. And yeah, let's get to it. I hope your day is awesome. I hope you're clobbering your problems and not being clobbered by them. And as I like to put out full credit to the book itself. This is an 2004 Abrams publication, written and curated by Les Daniels, Chip Kidd, and Geoff Spear. There is a link in the description to the Amazon page where you can get your own copy. And it will look great on your coffee table. It would make a great gift for a geek, I can tell you that much. Well, let's get to it. It's October the 29th. Oh, and I just adore art by Alex Toth. Hello. It's October the 29th. This is art by Alex Toth from the cover of All American Western, number 110, October-November of 1949. And we've got some Western action here. And, yeah. I mean, I think it's a beautiful image. I think it's a great use of space. You're wondering what happens next. And, just there's peril, there's danger, there's tension, and there's interest. And let's get to it. Let's read the blurb. Johnny Thunder was introduced on the cover of the 100th smash issue of All American Comics. And after only 2 more issues, Green Lantern was gone. And the comic book was called All American Western. However, the switch didn't really take. And after 25 more issues, the comic book became All American Men of War. Johnny Thunder survived, though, replacing the Trigger Twins as the cover boy of All-Star Western, which at some point acquired a hyphen all its own. And no, this Johnny Thunder is not to be confused with the silly superhero of the same name, although they might be distant relatives. And I would not be surprised if, modern DC has retconned this Johnny Thunder to be the great-grandfather of Johnny Thunder, the holder of the magic thunderbolt, and a member of the Justice Society of America. Yeah, let's just look at this Alex Toth art one more time. If anyone's Native American and has any problems with this, let me know in the comment section. I'm open to hearing things, is this, a fair or unfair depiction of tribal peoples, or is this something we shouldn't think about too much because it's just a Western from from the 1950s, in a time when Westerns were, huge. I don't know. I'm not going to overthink it. I'm not. And I'm not going to attribute blame to the past or anything. Or I'm just going to put in my bookmark. I'm going to close the book for today. And consider it a slow news day. Some love for Alex Toth. He designed the SuperFriends and just was a wonderful artist. And so, slow news day. Welcome to Tales from My Spinner Rack. Rack. That's right. It's Tales from My Spinner Rack. And I got a double, a twofer from 1984. Okay, I was coming out of my comic book shop and I saw for $10 a 4-issue Bronze Age grab bag. And this was what caught my eye. This issue of Rom the Space Knight, issue 55. Why? Because I had these when I was a kid. Because years ago I got this, Rom 54, with this wonderfully haunting, gross, in my humble opinion, Bill Sienkiewicz art. I mean, this is a wonderful cover. I love this. This comic book here scared the bejeebus out of me as a kid. Seriously. I mean, so yeah, we were just going to appreciate a floppy from my childhood. Literally, this is not the same copy from my childhood. This is a replacement copy, but I'm happy to have replaced it. And this is, once again, it's from, this is May 1984. So this was probably on the shelves about, February 84, and I was 11 years old, and I remember getting this with my pocket money, and I got this from Superhero Universe 3, which was on the corner of Winter and Winter Street in Washington, and it was on the second floor, and it was my first comic book shop. It really was, and I'm charmed to have had that in my life, an actual real comic book shop. And then they had role-playing games, and they had tiny LED BattleTech models, you know what I mean, that I was afraid to touch because they were just so intricate and tiny and heavy too, and it was a great place. They had shelves of new releases and boxes and boxes and boxes of old stuff, and what a wonderful place to be 11 years old. Yeah, and in 1984. I mean, sheesh. Huh? Breakdancing, anyone? There's no stopping us. And video games, the video game boom. So in the back cover, this is prime real estate on any comic book for ad space. We've got Frogger on all the different platforms. We've got, 8 different platforms here? Yeah. Huh? Oh, yeah, and the Atari 5200, which was the successor to the 2600. And, yeah. The 800, I had the 800 XL. I had the Atari 800. It had to have an educational value. So I had Star Raiders and I had Pac-Man. I did not have Moon Patrol. I would have loved to have Moon Patrol or Donkey Kong. So this is Bill Mantlo as the writer, Sal Buscema and Mel Candido are the artists, and Kelly Jones too. There's Janice Chang as the letterer. Ben Shawn is the colorist, Ralph Macchio is the editor, and Jim Shooter is the EIC at Marvel at this time. This is, ROM Volume 1, number 54, May of 1984. Published the Marvel Comics Group. Indeed. And this, I remember just grossing me out. All the hanging bodies. And it really was a visually of, I wonder if this took a visual cue from Space Station Regular 1 in Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, because that's where my mind goes every time since I was a kid, seeing this image here. People upside down, dead, drained of their blood, you know what I mean? It's like, this is a nightmare vision here. And it starts off with a nightmare and it ends with one. These are the dire wraiths. They're Rom is looking to send them back to wherever they came from and destroy them. And the dire wraiths will take over, your body, and they're trying to replace you, and they're evil. We got Doctor Strange in here too. Rom the Space Knight. Rom the Space Knight was an interesting title. I mean, it was a toy property, and it just got fleshed out into this huge story. Rom Space Knight it's a really good magazine. Hey, look, prizes for cash. Anyone? That's Rick Jones, everyone. This is professional sidekick, Rick Jones. Here's a great one-page primer on Rick Jones and his history and 3 panels of sequential art. I'll catch you up real quick. Who's Rick Jones? Rick Jones is a big part of the Marvel Universe. Wet my whistle. Thanks. But check it out. The dire wraiths have found a new way to infiltrate a human host. And what they've done is they smuggle themselves into a blood bank at a hospital. And they are putting their essence into human blood. So when an unsuspecting human receives a transfusion, they've now been infected with a dire wraith. This was so gross. And this was the follow-up to it. So this I had both of these issues. I just look at the checklist. I love this part here, the checklist. What did I have? I must have had New Mutants 15. I had Secret Wars 1. And this is right before, this is where Spidey gets the black outfit, is in Secret Wars. The official Marvel handbook. I mean, I love that. The Book of Weapons and Hardware. Yeah, I mean, that is so cool. I must have had, let's see, Crystar 7. I had X-Men 181, Rob 54, G.I. Joe 23, because I got that in the mail. I did. I had that as and Star Wars 83. I had Star Wars 83. I know that much. Yeah, that was my checklist just for this, for this month. Yeah, I wrote a lot of Marvel comic books growing up, and this was the next issue, and I was so happy to get that. Popeye the video game, and look at all the different platforms. You got Moon Patrol again. Yeah, so we got all hell is breaking loose at the Atlanta hospital, and only Rom and Starshine can save humanity from the dire wraiths. We got a SHIELD special team with them, and check this out. We got Pac-Man, Centipede, Donkey Kong. Oh yeah, all these this was the day of the Going Up video game. Look at that. Power Pack number 1. Yeah, by Louise Simonson. Exactly. I loved Power Pack. That was a great comic book. Really happy with Power Pack. Yep. Let's see. Oh, isn't that gross? It's just so gross. I mean, it creeped me out so much as a kid. The Dungeons and Dragons video game and on television. Oh, man, this is great. I love I love the ads. They bring me back. And I love these old comic books. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. We've been talking about comic books, and we're going to talk about comic books every day for the rest of the year. So tune in tomorrow, 3 p.m. U.S. Eastern, and we'll find out who we're talking about when we turn the page tomorrow. Please like and subscribe. I would love to earn your subscription. We make daily content here. We make regular content here. We talk about movies, pop culture, comic books, cooking, spirituality, gratitude, bunnies in the morning, having their breakfast, hippity hop, so beautiful. I love these nature moments. And also, I point out planets in the sky if they're evident. Hey, look, that's the planet Mars. I do that. I love doing that. Isn't that cool? Thank you so very much. Have a great day. God bless. Namaste. Good luck. We will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.